Okay, we created the three types of dashboard, and now I want to create the three types of middleware to authorize those users and blend it on their dashboard. Okay, so let's get started. So here I'm going to open the terminal, right? And I'm going to open the terminal and create the middleware php artisan make middleware, right? And then I'm going to name this user middleware or is user something like this, is user middleware, is admin, or something like this, or you can simply say that user middleware. Okay, and then again I'm going to do this here, supervisor middleware, and then I'm going to say that it would be the admin middleware, right? Admin middleware, right? So I have created these three routes, right? I'm going to, let me close this out. I have created these three roles, and then I'm going to visit those not the roles. I created these three middleware, and now I want to register those middleware into my kernel, right? So here in the middleware classes, you can add them here. So I'm going to first add the user, and then here I'm going to add that to app/http middleware, and then here I'm going to add the user middleware, then mention the class something like this, then something like this. Okay, and then this would be the supervisor, and then this would be the supervisor middleware, and then this would be the admin middleware. Okay, and this would be the admin middleware. Okay, so we have registered those middleware, and now the time is to implement them on the routes. Okay, so just open the web.php file, and let me add the 10-bit distance to make this more readable. It's look like very massive code, but it's very simple, don't worry. I'm going to comment those profile routes. Okay, so this one looks now more simpler. Okay, fine, let's also hide this, something like this, so it would be more readable. Okay, so we have a user dashboard, and here I'm going to implement the user middleware that only user can access those, right? So first let's write the logic that how user can visit this dashboard, when user can visit this dashboard. Okay, so in the middleware app http middleware, and in the user middleware, where is the user supervisor admin middleware, and where is the user middleware? Yeah, this one, sorry guys. Okay, so here I'm going to first check that if the user is logged in or not. So it's if we applied the auth middleware, so it will be automatically logged in, but I'm going to double check that if this user is logged in or not. So if auth check, right, auth check method is used to check that the user is logged in or not, right? If the user is logged in, so then I want to check that if auth, okay, and then check, and here I'm going to, I'd say that not the check, I want to say that auth user, and then here I'm going to check its role, right? So role equal, so here I can define the 0. So 0 mean that user will be a simple user. If the user role is 0, so I'm going to say that pass this request. Otherwise I'm going to return this user on a different page, like return to route to something welcome page maybe. I think I have commented this welcome page, so let me visit the, yeah, no, I have this welcome page, so let me name this welcome to easily name this something like this. Yes, now this one would be the route name, so we can visit this route. Okay, so whenever user role is 0, so then we will pass this request, otherwise we will return this to the welcome page. Okay, if I go ahead and give it a refresh, so this one is by default 0. So if I make this 1 and let's give it a refresh, so this one is profile.edit not defined. Okay, it's redirected on the admin dashboard. Let me enable these one, because this one is throwing the routes name exception. Refresh it and you are logged in as admin. If I visit this user/dashboard, so it's redirecting, no, it's not redirecting, user/dashboard, and it's not redirecting. Why it's not redirecting? Because I haven't applied this middleware on the route. So we have created the middleware, we returned the logic, we registered this middleware, and now we need to apply this middleware on the route, right? Which is the key thing. We need to apply this and then this will be validated. Now I'm going to move further to apply this middleware on the route. Okay, so just go here, open the web.php file, and here I'm going to apply this on this route, right? So if you have already registered, there are middleware, so you can add this into the array, or you can add this without an array, right? So I have already defined the middleware, so I'm going to add this after the third one. So let's name this just user. So now whenever I will visit this page, right, so this user role is 1, and this will check that if this user have 1 role, right, it will check this in the database. If this one is 0 role, by default it's 1, right? So if this will check that if this user has a role of 0, if not, it will redirect this user from user dashboard to welcome page. So let's get refresh, and yes, this user is redirected on the welcome page. If I go ahead and click on this, so sorry, dashboard isn't exist. If I choose this user/dashboard, still directed on back on this page. So if I visit here supervisor/dashboard, still this one is able to access this dashboard. Why? Because we haven't written any logic for this one. So let's dive here and write this logic for them. For the supervisor, okay, so this one would be the supervisor role would be 1, right? Or we can simply say that if I go here, we can change its type, right? We can change it through migration, but I don't want to take your time. So here I'm going to change its type to string, right? I don't want to confuse with the constant. You need to apply the constant, right? So you have an error. Okay, this one is made this int, no, still it's wouldn't. So let me make this varchar, and let's define its 255 length. Okay, save this one, and yes, now it's make as varchar, right? So we can pass this string. So I'm going to remove this confusion. Let me make this user, and then I'm going to define this user here, right, to show you that what I want to, right? So here you can define this user, and then if you visit this user/dashboard, so still you are able to visit this dashboard. Why? Because user role is user, and if I go here and check that if this user has, yeah, because we have a role of user, right? So if I change this to the supervisor, right, so this one would be redirected on the home page. Let's get refresh, and yes, redirected on the home page. So this is the way how you can validate this using the integer or simple string, right? I'm doing this now using string. We have passed a role, and then we are checking that if this user have this role, so then he or she will be able to access this route, otherwise not, right? Okay, so just return this back, and I'm going to now here visit this supervisor dashboard. Here I'm going to implement the supervisor logic, like supervisor. Okay, just type this supervisor, and then the logic will be same, and I'm going to add the supervisor logic here, right? So here, if I give it a refresh here, user slash dashboard, so still it's directing on the dashboard. But if I want to visit this user's supervisor slash dashboard, so I will be able to access this, yes, because I have a role of supervisor, right? If I go here and change this to the simple role like user, so this wouldn't be able to access this this supervisor dashboard. So let's get refresh, and yes, it's redirected back on his home page, right? So this is the way how you can validate this. So now simply do this same for the administrator. So let's copy this and do this for the admin too. Okay, so here you can do this for the admin. Okay, and then apply this here on the administrator route. So this one will be the admin. So if I apply this, so admin slash dashboard, so this one will be redirected back, yes, redirected back. But if I go here and change the role to user to admin, so now this user can access the administrator dashboard because it has the administrator role, right? And yes, I'm able to access this admin role, right? So this is the way how you can authenticate your users and then redirect on their intended dashboard. So for example, if administrator want to visit the user dashboard, how we can visit this user, that if administrator is super users, we can still able to access this dashboard to the administrator. So I'll do this in the next video, that how administrator can access all the web pages. Bye bye.